I believe that the next great Israeli Jewish contribution to civilization will be in the area of curing cancer.
I was diagnosed in December of 2015 and stage 4 right off the bat. So it started in my breast and it went to my bones and to my liver. When you go home from chemotherapy, you feel good because you have the drugs and the pre-medications that give it to you. But after a day or two, you get hit by a train. You feel awful, you just feel sick, you're tired, you don't know what to do.
I started to feel weak, fatigued, so I sent off some labs on myself and everything came back classic for multiple myeloma. I had 9 months of chemotherapy and then I had a bone marrow transplant.
My mother was diagnosed in 2010 with stage 4 lung cancer. I will never forget the first time I Googled, 5-year survival statistics for lung cancer and saw 4%, staring back at me. I had no idea that it was such a devastating disease, and I knew in that moment I was going to lose my mom at some point.
We want to diminish the impact of cancer. We want to decrease the suffering. We want to decrease the pain of cancer patients. We want to prevent cancer, and we want to heal those who are affected by cancer.
ICRF's research has led to significant treatments which today are saving thousands of lives.
The scientists are brilliant in Israel, and the story of the state of Israel is doing more with less, and that translates into the lab. It's world-class science, and quite frankly, if you're a growth and value investor like me, it's world-class science at a fraction of the cost.
The kind of research that's going on there is cutting edge. Their ability to deliver great new technology in the biotech and the cancer realm is just as powerful as it is in the technological, the military, the electronics realm. The key drug that I got is in a class called proteasome inhibitors. And that pathway, the proteasome pathway, was first discovered in Israel. It was first described in Israel by 2 scientists at the Technion who actually were recipients of ICRF funding.
Your dollars go to cancer research. We are an institution without walls. You're not funding bricks and mortar. We're all research all the time.
The goal is really to be able to save life. And these supports by ICRF really make the difference and can really enable us to do this kind of research that can later be translated to saving life of patients.
The research that was supported by ICRF led to a discovery that led to the drug that saved my life.
I started a year ago on a targeted therapy, and it's been keeping me stable. I feel good with it. There's no hair loss. I don't experience any nausea, no vomiting. I could just cry because it's so meaningful to know that my quality of life is better. That means that I can take care of my daughter. I can take her to school. I can pick her up. I can do homework with her. I can take her to the park. That is a big difference between a mom and a daughter who's 4 years old who doesn't quite know what's going on.
My mom lived, thrived for years. And in that time, she was able to walk me down the aisle. And there aren't words to explain, what that moment meant.
To the extent that anything I could support or anything I could do through Israel Cancer Research would make a difference in cancer patients in the future and the suffering that they and their families and friends and caregivers would have to go through, it was an important motivating factor for me to say this is something I wanted to support and try to help.
I can't cure cancer, but I can invest in the people who can, and that's my job. You know, that's all of our jobs. We have an obligation to fund them, I believe.
Gave me a chance to have my mom at my wedding, and you're giving another daughter and son the opportunity to have their mom, you know, their father there for these milestones, and you know, that's priceless.
So the very fact that I am here tonight, the very fact that I'm able to talk to you all this evening is due to the generosity of the ICRF donors and the insight that led to the support for this research.
I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my husband's heart, from my child's heart, from my family and my friends, the community, on how much you are doing for all of us. You guys are just amazing, and I can't thank you enough. I love you guys.